brown skin, cute girl with a preppy vibe. Came to the spot with a friend of mine. She caught my eye. From the beginning, I was hooked. I can't tell a lie. Fresh, dressed, and fly. I respect her mind. Some dude.
Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. I'm Sim Fashionista, and here we talk about fashion, lifestyle, current events, travel, all the things. You never know what you're gonna get when you hit that play button, okay? So if you're new here, welcome. So glad you found me. For my supporters, thank you for all your likes, shares, comments, and views. I really appreciate it. For the trolls, keep doing what you're doing, okay? You're welcomed here, all right? So you may have seen the title of the video. So yeah, I have been in the DMV for 1 year and 1 month now. I'm a little late with making the video, but you know what? Better late than never, okay? So yes, I want to share with you all what I've learned, what I wish I would have known before moving here, and all the things. I'm out and about in the DC, okay? I wanted to kind of be out here in DC doing this video to kind of give it the right vibe, you know what I'm saying? So with that, let's get into the video. You know what to do. All right, y'all, so item number 1 is neighborhood matters, okay? So where you live should be more than just about what you can afford, but also about conveniences too. Like, how close are you to a metro station or to a bus stop? All that really matters when you're trying to get up in the morning to go to your job, right? So yes, there's lots of different neighborhoods around the DMV. You know, if you're in the district, you have like Foggy Bottom, you have what they call DuPont Circle, where I'm currently sitting at right now. You have Navy Yard, the Union Market area. Those are all nice and very different. In Montgomery County, that's in Maryland, that's pretty nice. You got like Silver Spring, Bethesda, all those areas. You have PG County as well in Maryland. Virginia, you know, Old Town Alexandria is nice. Arlington, Crystal City, lots of options. And depending on what you're interested in, they all have different personalities too, right? Different vibes. If you are a single person, you know, you want to be sort of kind of happening, kind of trendy, right? If you have a family, you want to be in a more family-oriented environment. So it just depends. But take into consideration not just location, but also like, okay, where am I at to a metro stop? Like if you're going to be taking the metro to work every day, you want it to be convenient to you. If you plan on driving to work, then guess what? It doesn't matter, right? But yeah, take those things into consideration as you're figuring out where you want to live. What I did was I did do like a Google search, and I found all these different neighborhoods and kind of got a gist of what each was about, like what was for the upcoming professional, what was more family oriented. That'll be a good thing to do as you narrow down where you want to be at. Okay, item number 2 is the cost of things is a shocker. So I knew cost of living was going to be higher out here in this area, right? Because I came from Texas, and before that Washington State, where I didn't have any state income tax. So I'm coming out here, you have state income tax and all that in Maryland and in Virginia. Definitely in Maryland, okay? And there's like a local tax too on top of that, which I didn't know, okay? Depending on which county you're in. But yeah, so things are a little bit more costly out here. The cost of like apartments and townhomes are a lot more compared to other areas. I mean, yeah, you tend to get a bigger salary, if you will, but guess what? Between the taxes and the cost of living, it eats up that little difference you're getting. Plus, like, food out here is higher, gas is higher, drinks are higher. Let me tell you, when you go out to a nice restaurant, you can spend like $25 for a drink, and the drinks aren't even that good, honestly. Not the alcoholic ones. I mean, you can find like your spaces where they have like good drinks consistently, but a lot of these places out here, those drinks are not worth the price, okay? Let me tell you. So, yeah, they're not worth it sometimes. And you're like, oh my God, this doesn't even taste good, and it's like $25. I went to a rooftop out at the Navy Yard at the Canopy Hotel, and that drink that I had was not it. No, ma'am. So yeah, so your housing is going to be a lot more than what you're probably used to paying. When I was looking at apartments last summer, I mean, I was looking at townhomes actually, and I found townhomes kind of like in the $2,500 to $3,000 price range. Yeah, yeah, that's what you're gonna be paying. I had a 2,000 square foot plus home back in Texas, and I was spending right at $2,000 a month. And I'm not even getting nearly that much square footage for what I'm paying out here in Maryland. So yeah, and you have to pay for parking pretty much everywhere you're going as far as where you live at. And if you're in the district, like the parking fee at your apartment is usually gonna be high. Yeah, so be mindful of that. A lot of people don't keep their cars here because of the fact that your parking could be as high as your car note, depending on what kind of car you have. So yeah, where I'm at, my parking is less than $100, but other people, I've heard it was much, much higher. So yeah, keep that into consideration. I think security deposit is about the standard here. You know, you pay, you know, your first month rent, you know, equivalent to that, so to speak, or a little bit less, just depends, right? So I don't think the security deposit situation is different than anywhere else. But yeah, just paying for things can be very expensive. So just going out to eat can be like, you know what, this is a bit much, because a lot of these restaurants are adding like a 20% tax to all of the bills. Yeah, and the customer service still isn't even all that, okay? Oh no, it's facing me. Thank you. All right, y'all. So I tried my best to talk about the metro while I was on the metro, okay? But it was loud, so this might be better. At least I'm still at the station, okay? So anyway, my number 3 item was that the metro is convenient till it's not, okay? So the metro, for the most part, is pretty clean. It's decent. It will get you from point A to point B, okay? So yeah, there are delays with the train system sometimes, but most employers tend to kind of understand that, so they don't really ding you as much, to my understanding on that, at least not mine anyway. But yeah, so we have delays. There are closures on the weekends quite a bit. They do a lot of repairs to the various trains and whatnot on the weekends. But the good thing is they will provide you with like a bus that's free to go from like this station to the next station. So you don't have to really worry about how you're going to get there, but just add a little bit of time to your commute, right? Also, with the metro stations, with the metro system, yeah, I think it's a pretty good benefit. It does get a little hot on the metro in the summertime. That's why I keep my fan with me and everything. I have a small portable fan that I keep with me at all times. Also, it can be cold on the train sometimes too, so I make sure I'm dressed for the weather, because some of these stations are not like enclosed. They are like above ground, and you may like be out in the elements when you're waiting for the next train to arrive. It just depends, right? But yeah, the train is fairly cheap. Also, if you have like a certain status, if you're like if you're like older or a disabled vet, you get like a reduced pricing for the train ride, so that's a benefit as well. But yeah, the metro is where it's at, so it's convenient until it's not. But just make sure you are pretty much like gonna be, let me just say this. So one thing I find very beneficial is that I use like the GPS maps navigation on my phone, and a lot of times they have an option where you can put like the train option for transportation public, and it'll tell you like the buses and the different trains you need to take to get where you want to go. That's been very beneficial to me. I use that navigation app in that way. So my primary mode of transportation is primarily like the metro during the week. On the weekends, depending on what I'm doing, I may drive my car to the metro and then go into the city, or I may drive my car like to Baltimore or wherever. It really depends on like where I'm going, what I'm doing, and the time of day. I'm not gonna ride the train at night. I'm not doing that, okay? But you know, if it's like a work day and it's like maybe 6 o'clock and it's just dark earlier, then yes, okay? But yeah, so be prepared to do metro rides and also to do rideshare. That's very convenient. But yeah, I have realized that my car insurance is a lot cheaper being out here, because I'm not paying nearly as many miles on my car as I did back in Texas. So yes, so the metro is where it's at. It can be inconveniencing a little bit, but it's still a benefit. Hey y'all, I forgot to mention that if you're gonna ride the metro and you get on the escalator, make sure that you stand on the right or walk up and down on the left, okay? If you don't do that, you will be brutally told to move out the way, okay? Keep that in mind. All right. Y'all, I look so cute in this lighting. I'm gonna do a few of my little talking points sitting right here, but I digress. Okay, y'all. So the fourth thing I learned is that people are very much status oriented out here. Like, they have all these fancy job titles. You have a lot of politicians out here, of course, government workers, people who support government contracts, you know. So a lot of people that are in that realm, right? And so when you meet people, when you're at these different functions, you know, it's like they kind of try to size you up, so to speak, you know. Like, I went somewhere a few months ago, and you know, I was talking to this guy, whatever, and he was like, well, yeah, you know, I can provide you some information for different events coming up in the area. Cool. He said, can I get your Instagram? So I gave it to him. So when he went to my Instagram, he saw that I was an engineer. He was like, oh, you're an engineer? I was like, yeah, 21 years. Yeah, I'm an engineer. And it's like, once he realized, like, you know, what my profession was, you know, then it's like, oh, okay. It's like I had a little bit more status, a little bit more, I don't know, I was a little bit more marketable for him, I guess. I don't know what the words are for that, right? But he did ask me if I could be like a mentor to some kids that he mentors as well. I'd be a good example and all that. I said, sure, I can do that. Never heard from him again on that ask. Have not, right? So anyway, but yeah, so like I was saying, people are very status oriented here. And so when they have events out here, they even ask for you to like put in your Instagram information, like when you're paying and registering for the event. Like, I guess they want to kind of see what you're about. So you want to have your social media pages kind of up to speed, you know, if you're out and about, you know, doing things in these streets, right? Because they're going to be asking for your Instagram. They're going to probably look at it to kind of see what you do, what you're about, that kind of thing. But also, when you're in these kind of environments, you know, with people who are all about status and positions and titles, you may feel like you don't belong. But just know, you don't need to have imposter syndrome. You belong here like everybody else. We're all paying these taxes and staying in these expensive places that are not worth the money. We're all doing that, right? So be here and enjoy yourself, okay? And get out and network. Networking is really big here. So I haven't really been to any networking events per se, but networking is big out here. They have all kind of groups that do that. Get plugged in and handle your business. All right? All right, y'all. So the fifth thing that I've realized is that people are very career driven and career focused out here too, which is not a bad thing in my opinion. As a person who values being employed and values having money in my bank account, to me that's a great thing to have, right? Because most of you are going to meet are going to be focused on work and they're focused on making that money, okay? But hopefully they understand how to, you know, prioritize relationships, you know what I'm saying, in their family, you know. But anyway, one thing about it out here, most people are definitely employed by the government, whether they are a civil servant or if they're working for a company that has a contract with the government. It's pretty much what you're gonna find out here, right? But let me tell you, they have some really good happy hours. You know, you work hard, you play hard. When you get off work, you go and have your nice little drink, a nice little appetizer before you head home, that type of thing. And also, you know, on the weekends, like brunch is a big deal out here. It's like a sport. They have all these bottomless brunches, you know, whether it's like bottomless brunch food, bottomless brunch drinks. I'm loving it here. And I've really been enjoying myself just figuring out the different locations and trying out different restaurants to experience the vibes and the taste of food, of course, right? So yeah, so those are pluses for me. And yeah, so just know when you're out here, you're gonna work hard, but you're gonna have a good time too. Yes. The sixth thing that I've learned since being here is that there's a lot of green space in this area. Like when I was driving around downtown DC, I saw so many parks. I can't tell you the name of them, but I see them when I'm driving around. And like I mentioned, I was just at DuPont Circle, in the actual circle of the DuPont Circle. It's a nice green space with a monument in the center. I'll try and get a picture if I can. But they have like benches out there, like Adirondack chairs for you to sit in, benches, and people are just out there hanging out, you know, with their blankets, sitting in the nice chairs, bring their own chairs, just enjoying themselves, right? And they have a lot of these spaces all around the DC area. On top of that, in Montgomery County, where I live, if you might have recalled, I was doing a video where I was walking and talking. I was walking to a park. So in my neighborhood, there's like a really nice park less than a mile from me. And yeah, I mean, they have like the pickleball courts, tennis ball courts, basketball court, football field. Like pickleball is a really big deal out here, I learned. I don't know how to play pickleball, but it's a big thing, especially where I'm living at. I hear people that are on pickleball teams, things like that. It's big out here. So if you want to lose weight and get some steps in and meet people, do pickleball. That seems to be a thing to do out here. But yes, y'all, there are so many parks out here. There are like trails where you can do walking trails. I have not explored those yet, but I did go out to West Virginia. That's not the DMV, I get it, but it's not too far. It's about an hour's drive from where I'm at. But yeah, I went out there. It was very nice and scenic. But you have like Shenandoah Valley that's out here in this area. I haven't been there either. But yeah, so once you get to the DMV, you can get to a lot of other nice places with very minimal drive time, okay? Like when I went to Philly, I drove through Delaware and didn't know I was gonna be doing that. But they have the Delaware beaches, and also they're very nice beaches. So I want to go out there at some point too, right? But yeah, so lots to do out here as far as like green space, and then having access and proximity to like beaches and parks and outdoor activities. So all those things. Now, what's my favorite thing out here is the Cherry Blossom Festival. So they do it real big out here, but I just love going to the Japanese lantern area out there. It's called the Tidal Basin. It is so beautiful out there when the cherry blossoms are in bloom, okay? You have got to come out here to DC to see that around, I want to say the last week of March, beginning of April. Just Google like peak season for cherry blossom in DC and they'll put you on. Before I moved here, I actually flew out here to come see the cherry blossoms, and then I got a job offer to move out here a few months later. But I make it a point to go see the Tidal Basin in full bloom with cherry blossoms, y'all. It is beautiful. And let me tell you guys, they have neighborhoods out here full of cherry blossoms during that season too. So I'm gonna be doing some more exploring of that come next year. Yes, so yes, you definitely wanna keep that in mind, okay? Oh, also I do a lot of parades and festivals out here too. And yeah, so there's so much, and you have like the wharf, you have like National Harbor, Old Town Alexandria, you have like stuff on the waterfront. Like that is just awesome. Okay, I would go to Alexandria often just to go out to the water, have me a drink, and just sit out there and look at the ducks. Okay, you have all these things you could be doing out here. So yeah, it's not just a lot of green space, but also just a lot of outdoor activities too that I didn't know about before I moved here. So yeah, you move here and you learn. But you got this video, so I'm giving you like some tips before you get here. Yeah, I made it to Noma. So yeah, I'm here walking around, getting ready to go to my destination. So y'all, there's a lot to do out here in DC. Lots of tourists are usually out here as well, okay? So they're definitely out at Pentagon City Mall. They're definitely at the National Mall. Martin Luther King Monument, they be in droves. Kids, busloads of kids, y'all, okay? So yeah, watch out for that during the tour. And it's like all year round, honestly. So also, let me tell you guys this. Since I've moved here, I've had so many people want to come visit. And I'm like, they can come visit, but I don't have enough space for them. Like I just said, I downsized from 2,000 square feet down to like 1,000 or whatever. So I don't have the space. So no room in the inn, right? So yeah, they have to get a hotel room. They want to come out. I can definitely escort and tour people around, but guess what? You're gonna go to all these different places multiple times because each new visitor has not been, right? You have all the Smithsonians, you have the different, what is it, Smithsonians, the different, what else is out here besides Smithsonians? Like, there's just so many museums and just things to do, like things to see, the monuments, and just going to the Tidal Basin and going out to the wharf and to National Harbor and to Old Town Alexandria. Like, there's just so much to do here, okay? Like, and events, like there's plenty of events out here too. Just like I said, get on Poshmark and get on different sites and figure it out, okay? But yes, y'all, lots of tourists here, lots of family and friend visitors. Be prepared for it. My next item that I wanted to mention is that apartment hunting out here is cutthroat. Baby, let me tell you, okay? So when I moved out here last year, I had no clue about where I wanted to be. I was going all over the DMV. I mean, I was in Virginia, Maryland, and the district finding somewhere to stay, right? Just looking, okay? And let me tell you, so depending on where you want to live, it's going to impact what your rate is going to be. So the farther out you are from the DC area, your rates tend to be a little bit more reasonable, in my opinion. But yeah, I had found a place on Zillow, and I had went to go see what I could see the property. They had a 2-bedroom lot. I wanted it. I went home. Well, actually, I started doing the application on site, and then I forgot I didn't have my pay stub with me, and on my phone. So I had to go to my work computer to get my pay stub or whatever to upload it, and they had already leased the apartment. Yeah. So anywho, that's how that went. Okay. But yeah, so yeah, it's cutthroat in the summertime. They are definitely out here getting these units. So make sure you get your paperwork ready, that you're ready to go, that you got all paperwork in order. Your credit need to be in order. They're very big on credit scores out here as well. Also, you know it's gonna be expensive, so make sure you stay within your budget. Know that you're gonna be paying for like amenities. Like I went to a place, they wanted you to pay a monthly, they wanted you to pay like a fee for like the amenities. Like, ain't that what the rent is for? Like, I gotta pay for like the pool and the community room. Like, that's not included in the rent. These people find ways to get more money all the time, okay? Trust me on that. Don't be surprised. Plus, you gotta pay to park your car. Okay. But anyway, the people do tend to live like outside of this area and like rent rooms and stay here during the week and then go back to their residence, like in Richmond and other places on the weekend. That's common. So if you're looking for like a roommate during the week, that might give you a little bit of money, you know what I'm saying? If you need to do that. But yeah, they have a lot of options out here when it comes to apartments. But you have like apartments, people rent out their basements, they rent out rooms in their homes too. So they have different options for that as well. So if you look at, I think Airbnb, I've seen people advertise like that kind of thing on there as well. But yeah, lots of options here. So just figure out what you're trying to do and go from there. But if you want like a house, you're gonna spend a few thousand easily if you're gonna be like in the main metropolitan type area. You know what I'm saying? If you go out like to like Waldorf and Southern Maryland, you may find something a little bit more reasonable in that area. You know what I'm saying? You just got to figure out what you want. Also, get you a good realtor. A lot of realtors out here also like lease homes out here. Like they're doing open houses and stuff like that too. So that was different for me coming out here. I never seen that where I lived before. But yeah, so know that. On to the next.
get your lemonade.
Grab me a light, not a light.
Light?
Grab me a light. I am.
Okay, put this on. Y'all, so I'm back on the move. So the ninth thing that I've learned is that the weather here in DC or in the DMV period is very moody. So I learned last summer when I got here that the summer is very humid. I'm from the South, so I thought I knew humidity. In my opinion, DC, the DMV is more humid than any place I've lived in, okay? Very humid, okay? Now, the winter that I experienced here, I only been here one winter. The winter wasn't that bad in my opinion, but I lived in the Pacific Northwest. So for me, the weather for the winter time wasn't bad at all, but I was told that was a bad winter here. So if that is what they call a bad winter, I'm gonna do just fine out here, okay? But one thing I will tell you is that if you're gonna be out here, make sure you buy the appropriate attire for the winter time. Okay, let me put this down, give me 1 second. Let me just stop and say this. So if you're gonna be in any environment, you need to have the appropriate clothing for said environment, okay? So it does get cold out here. Buy you some nice sweaters, buy you some nice corduroy pants, leather pants if you want to do all that. Get you some warming wear, you know what I'm saying? Long johns, flannel socks. Get you a nice wool pea coat, at least to the calf, if not to the ankle. Get some nice hats for your head, things to cover your ears, but you gotta do that, y'all, so that when you need to step outside, you're not freezing. And likewise for the summertime, wear appropriate things for that too. Because let me tell you, the heat is different out here, okay? The weather be fluctuating. It could be bright and sunny this morning. It could be stormy and raining this afternoon, and back to being bright over here in another part of the area, okay? You just don't know what you're gonna get when you're out here, okay? But let me tell you, so you definitely want to dress for the weather. Also, let's see, make sure you keep an umbrella on you at all times, okay? Now, I don't have mine on me right now. I don't, but in my work bag, I keep an umbrella. Every time I go to work, I have me an umbrella. I have one in my car too. I keep an umbrella, and I also, in the wintertime, I keep these little heating things you can plug into your shoes and into your gloves that you can get warm if you need it on the fly. So I do that as well. And I keep me a fan on me too in case it's hot outside. Now I do have my fan. Let me show you guys that. This is the fan. I'll link it on my Amazon storefront for you. So I'm back on the move again. So yes, y'all, the weather here is very moody, very temperamental, but it's nothing that you can't overcome, okay? Yeah, you can make it out here with this weather. Yeah, that's all I got for that. Let's go to the next. So y'all, the 10th item is making friends as an adult, okay? As an adult, I think making friends can be hard anyway because you're not, really out there like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think being out here in the DMV, I think there's a lot more opportunities to make friends because we have the different groups, like on Facebook, You know, they have Eventbrite, meetup.com. You can find different activities and things to do in those locations. Additionally, you know, you can go like to a fitness class, go to a cooking class, go to a line dance class, go to the gym. Like, just get out your house and be amongst people, and you might meet people, you know? So I meet people all the time, y'all. I mean, I do. I meet people pretty much everywhere I go. So, yes, a blessing and a curse, I guess. But anyway, y'all, so I think, you know, it's going to be harder to make friends in the wintertime because most people hibernate in the wintertime. Like, you see them going to work, going home, they're not really hanging out. I still kind of hang out a little bit every now and again because I know how to dress for the weather. But a lot of people do not dress for the weather here, and they out here cold complaining about the weather. Ma'am and sir, please make sure you're buying the appropriate clothing for the season so you can be outside a little bit and not cooped up in your house, okay? Things going on out here. But yes, so it is hard to make friends, but it's not unachievable. Just be open-minded, get out the house, go to happy hour, go to these rooftop spots. I love a nice rooftop. They have lots of rooftops out here, rooftop season and everything. So you definitely want to get out, go to rooftop events, go to speakeasies, things of that nature, and, you know, just get out and do some things. And also, look good while you're doing it. Don't forget that, okay? Yes. Hey y'all, I forgot to mention that if you're looking for things to do in your area, check out TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Search for things to do in your area, follow local influencers, and get the tea. Thank me later. Alright y'all, so I found this super cute mural of Mr. Chuck Brown, okay? You'll see the whole thing in a second, okay? But check this out. DC is more than just music, art. You can go ahead.
You good. You good. What's the content about?
My 1 year in DC.
Oh, really? Nice. How'd you find it?
I think it's okay.
Yeah?
I came from Texas.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
wow.
So,
Biggest
yeah.
difference. What's the biggest difference?
Paying taxes.
I think my
Paying state income tax.
You want some? Yeah. Take care.
Thank you.
What's the handle?
Miss Tip Tigress on YouTube.
Miss Tip Tigress.
See y'all. All right. Okay, y'all. So what I wanted to say is that I found this nice little mural right here with Mr. Chuck Brown. And yeah, DC is more than just, you know, a political area. There's a lot going on here. Yeah, it might be expensive, but you can make it work. There's a lot of cultural things here, a lot of things with art, music, history, all the like. Check it out and come down here and see what they got going on, okay? Oh, I'm sorry. All right, y'all, we have made it, okay? Thank you so much for still being here with me. I hope you found this video to be very insightful, informative, you know what I'm saying? I'm giving you my perspective, what I learned and what I thought was helpful. If you have questions, put them in the chat, in the comment section. I'll make sure I get back with you on those responses. Yeah, so if you're still here and you're not subscribed, please do so. I do different type of content, and yeah, that's what I got going on. So with that, I need to get off so I can go catch my train back to Maryland and get back to business. So anyway, I will see you all on my next video. Bye. Now y'all know I need to give y'all my outfit of the day, okay? Let me show y'all real quick. Can you see it? I don't think so. Let me take it down some. Okay. Let me give y'all my outfit of the day. Cowgirl hat is an oldie but goodie from Fashion Nova. These feather earrings are super old. Don't know where I got them from. This little maxi dress. This dress is at least 20 years old. 20. Yes, I've had it that long, all right? These flip-flops are oldie but goodies from DSW, okay? Bracelets, this one came from TJ Maxx recently. This is from TJ Maxx, and this is the oldie but goodie from H&M. I got this purse a while ago from the SW. And yeah, that is my look.